Hello and welcome to the Brown Boys episode 1. As you can see, here we are going to do some trashing, do some talking, and of course, let's football. Who do we have here? OG crowd. We have Arnab Kundu, co-founder Buffalo Soldiers. Hello and welcome to the Brown
What's
Boys episode 1. As you can see, here we are going to. And Arnab Kundu supports Manchester United. Manchester United. Who do we have here? OG
No, what's so funny about supporting
it's not
Manchester?
Barcelona at least, right?
Welcome to the Brown
What's
Boys. And then we have Rohit Prakash, co-founder Eating Potatoes. He supports Everton, I guess. We have Kartikeya Sharma, football nerd. The bugger supports
Hello.
no one.
I don't support any club.
That's the whole point.
I support the
you-
game. That's the best thing to do.
Oh my God. You have Jibin Shaji George, the one brown boy who only talks football, has
Oh,
left
exactly.
playing the game. Football Gen Z.
100% true. Like, could not agree more. The damn name of the show is on me, bro. Like, come on.
Oh my God, that's Gen
who
Z
thought
talk.
that? No one
We have Shafiq Faki, football fanatic, another Manchester United fan in the house. Oh my God. How are you guys supporting Manchester United, man?
That's an Arsenal fan talking.
No, I'll give you a very good tip, Sumon. Just remember, when you're on top, you should always be very humble. We've made that mistake. We were very cocky, and now we regret it.
Shafiq, I think
Wait.
we are about to reach Christmas, right?
The brown
That's it.
boys
Yeah,
are
time's up anyway.
the brown boys are loaded with humility. And we have Nitin Venkat Krishna, another boy from down south, social media honcho and on FootTheBall. And Nitin otherwise is a metalhead. So guys, we're going to talk about football, the World Cup, of course, in Qatar. Can we all laugh on that? It's in Qatar, guys.
Qatar,
Like,
capital of
seriously?
Qatar, boy?
Mhm.
Then someone please tell me the capital of Qatar.
It's
all.
Doha.
So this is a
No,
question.
it's-
If you ask anyone, they would stumble upon it, right? This is not something anyone would know. That is how disinterested people have become just because it's happening in Qatar. It's shameful.
But it's World Cup, guys. And do we have people joining in? I think we have Apurv Raj. He's asking what's with the Jibin accent. Well, Jibin does Jibin stuff. He's a Gen Z, so you can understand what he's doing.
Yeah, bro. I'm part American, bro. Like, you're talking like you don't know it. Come on, man. We've had this conversation for so long. It's high time.
So let's talk about America because they are taking on Wales tonight. That's the third game on match day 2. So
It's
let's
a game of soccer, guys.
Oh, come on. We don't call it soccer. We call it football. It's a beautiful game. Okay.
Soccer versus football today, I guess.
So will Pulisic make any difference, guys? What do you think? Rohit?
I'll be honest with you. I can't be thinking about that game already because I have been an England fan every World Cup, and Shafiq will resonate this feeling. It's always so nervous. I know we're playing Iran, and I have a feeling we're gonna botch this stuff. And I know it's too early to say. We're one hour away from the show, but I don't know. So
It's
for me
coming
right now,
home.
all I
It's
can think of
coming
is
home,
England.
coming home this year for sure.
Yeah, we shouldn't say those 3 words, man. It's kind of annoying now.
The whole point is that the Brown Boys is the show, which is a take on the fact that not just white men, but the brown boys know their football shit, right? How the hell can you support England? I just don't understand.
I'll tell you, it's as simple as that. I'm honest to say this. It's really about familiarity, right? The English Premier League is the league I watch a lot. So these are the players I know the most about. So it's almost like, think about it. You walk into a library and you find a bunch of books. You're going to resonate with the book you read as a kid, right? So for me, that's the England story. But this time around, I'm also really interested. I think the FA is being a little bold as well, right? I mean, if Harry Kane walks out with the armband, there is stuff to respect. Fuck the colonization. That's a whole different debate. Let's not bring it into sport, right? Let's look at sport the way the sport is meant to be. Shafiq, what do you think? Do you think we're going to get trashed today as well? Or do you think we will have that squad without
You have a certain Harry Maguire in the team.
See, that's the problem. You know,
England, though, you know, I think that's a good conversation to have. Also. I don't know why, but for some reason he plays well there. Last World Cup was, even though we reached the semi-finals, was very disappointing. The golden ball was the most underdeserved ever, with just penalty kicks and free kicks and stuff like that. But I have a good feeling with with Saka. I feel like the one Arsenal man that I really like. I think he's gonna do well for us.
I
We'll be
heard that they're
missing-
starting Saka. I heard that they're starting Saka over Phil Foden. What do you think about that?
I think they need to scapegoat, man. Once he misses the penalty again.
Why the boy took so much to get out of that trauma, but it's all about what a great season he's having with Arsenal. I think it's a good time to put him on the block again for sure.
Absolutely. But the point is, since you were talking about England, so we will have to put a disclaimer right off, in the first episode. So which team are you guys supporting? I'll go first. Of course, since 1986, it was God's World Cup, Maradona. That was my first World Cup on TV. I support Argentina. That's my team. If Argentina is not there, my backup team would be Spain, always.
I think, Shimon, I have to go against you on this. 2002 World Cup, my first ever, football sort of a scene. You have to like the likes of Ronaldo with the triangular hairstyle. It's a Samba voice this time around. I have a feeling, man. It's been 20 bloody years.
Yeah. Good time to remind you of this 7-1. 7-1. 7-1 feels like a number I remember for some
So I
reason.
I think we are 5-time World Cup champions.
This is what Bakayo Saka feels like every time you say the word penalty. Yeah. Go for it, Shafiq.
And that's
I
what
would say
England
I
feels
think
like.
we should raise the stakes. Considering this is episode number 1, let's all give our team, whoever we think is going to win. And the one who comes closest, the 6 on this screen, the other 6 should do something for that one person. I think then it gets more interesting. What do you say, guys?
That's all-nighter party. Shafiq Faki is going to sponsor it because he's not going to be on the winning side. Which team are you supporting, Shafiq?
England. I think it's coming home, like I said before. I think this time
Jibin Shaji George, Gen Z views.
I'm gonna go with Brazil, bro.
And what's your backup team, Jibin?
So here's the funny thing, right? Since Ronaldo got me to football, I think it's just gonna be so shitty if I just leave him hanging. So yeah, my backup is Portugal, but yeah, trust me, Brazil's taking it home, guys. I'm telling you this for a fact.
Well, Brazil has a very, very, very strong team. Nitin, which team are you supporting? Who's your backup?
I'm going for Netherlands, and my backup is Argentina.
So I used to love Netherlands at some point in time as I was growing up. Kartike, which team are you supporting this World?
I have always supported one team, and that's Germany, because the German way of playing football is just impeccable. But my backup team this year is Belgium, because obviously the Belgium generation is fantastic. So yes.
We wouldn't
German
be
team-
saying eye to eye, Kartike.
The German team is shit this year, though.
Still, I really feel that Germany, you can never count Germany out. The way it's not about an individual player when it comes to Germany. It's the entire team working like a machine. And somewhere, regardless of how anyone plays during the domestic season, once they play together, there's something very different about them. So I will never ever count them out.
They were South Korea's son last season, by the way.
We have a question live on YouTube. I can see Bibo Damija asking Harry Maguire. So we talk about the England versus Iran game. Do you think Southgate is going to play Maguire? He has not been playing for Manchester United much.
It's the first match of the
he
season.
will.
It's the
I
first
think
match.
he
of the
will. I
league.
think he will. They go with a 3 centre back pair, right? So I think
So
Shafiq,
Rohit, do
it's
you
your
think-
team.
Rohit, do you think Maguire deserves a place in the England team?
Like Shafiq said, I do think he plays better for England. That's for sure. Even as just an average football viewer, it feels like he's playing better football. He looks like he's enjoying himself better with the England back. Can't say those same things for the United backline, right? Maybe the combination he plays with it, like I said, could be the formation. But I don't know. For me, England versus Iran, I'd like to see a more attacking England. While I know that Harry is in the defense, I do think that I have a feeling it should be a high score. While I am quite convoluted, yeah. See, Shafiq, I think so. while I do know that I'm shitting bricks at it, thinking that they're going to disappoint us again, but looking at the preseason they've had, looking at the way they've been playing international, 3-3 seem doable. 3 balls in the back of the net. Yeah.
I
But yeah, I don't
also
know. As long as Harry doesn't go crawling. And
Rohit,
stuff,
Rohit and
RTK
Shafiq.
wants to start.
Rohit and Shafiq, I won't be surprised if Jordan Henderson is in the back line. Okay. That won't be a surprise to me at all, because that can definitely happen. Because look at England's defenders. Okay, Stones is the one which stands to me clearly as a centre back.
Correct.
Stones make sense. The rest of them are not
Walker's on
good
the
enough.
bench.
Right, Ben White. He's having a season of a lifetime.
I think Walker will play back as well.
But I hate that Walker
Maguire.
is sitting
I
out.
feel Maguire has a brain like a stone, but I mean that's Maguire. But Jibin, what do you think? I mean, if at any point in time, and this is a controversial statement, I guess, they talked about the golden generation of England, right? And they talked about Rudy Lampard, Gerrard. They did not do anything in any of the World Cups. This generation, I feel, where you have a Bellingham, you have a Foden, you have a Grealish, you do actually have a flair England team which has not been seen before. Do you guys agree to that?
Yes.
I think England chances are as fat as Wayne Rooney is right now.
I love that. Arnav
It's
Kundu
just
at his
so-
best.
It's just so nice to see Rooney as the pundit. That's a role I would have never thought Rooney would fit. There are some players when they're playing on the field, you feel like these guys will never become pundits, and then they do, which is the weirdest part. Wayne Rooney, are you kidding me?
He was always built like a pundit, though. He was always
He
never
was-
a football player built. So I
He
think
was
it
built-
gets to that angle.
He was built to scream into the referee's ears. That's all, and now he's doing that on fucking national
And on the
television.
subject of Rooney, I think Kane needs, 3 more goals to beat his international goal scoring record. I think. I'm not sure if I'm right, but he's around that 53 mark.
He's 65, right, Harry?
And
Kane?
also Iran. I mean, if you look at Iran, they've never defeated any European team in World Cup, right? They're coming on the back of a lot of unrest at home. Of course, it'll be fun to see whether the Iran team actually comes out in their black jacket in protest of what's happening with women in Iran. But talking about protests, I think it's so funny. I mean, someone was telling me Gary Lineker did a lot of virtue signaling yesterday. I mean, if BBC really wants to do that, guys, you have set up one of the most expensive television sets in Qatar, and then you're doing virtue signaling. Like that's not that's BBC, but I mean, shitty television channel.
Irony is something which is lost on English people. So let's not talk about irony when it comes to English people.
Nitin, what do you think? Of course, we'll talk about Geo Cinema. I saw that you had put stuff on your Instagram. What's happening, man? How can we see the match in India when Geo Cinema does not even, play beyond 5 seconds and is buffering?
I know it's a huge one to say already, but if that's what the Ambanis can do to football, I hope they buy Liverpool out. Fuck that.
And meanwhile, the lineups are out. The lineups are out of these right now.
Okay, let's talk about that, Nitin. Do you have it in front of you? What does it look like?
Yeah.
What's the backline like?
Maguire and Saka both start, by the way. To answer.
Nice. Do we give Trippier a chance? Do we give
So what is the lineup? Come on,
Ben White a
guys.
chance?
Nitin, are you going to give us the lineup?
Yes, in a moment. And meanwhile, about the live telecast, of course, Geo it's been Geo for all the bad reasons. But at the same time, you have Twitter with you, so it's not just the match. If you want to come across random memes, along with the context of the match, I think you can enjoy a lot more than just watching the match live. But of course, you have to depend on other people's content. But yes, you will stay up to date, at least. Anyway, so the lineup is Jordan Pickford, of course, at the back line.
What about that?
What
Let's
about
talk.
that? I mean, how the hell did they pick Jordan
Right
Pickford?
off the bat.
Because
Right off the bat.
he does not deserve to be. He deserves
No,
not the number one position.
Nothing against Pickford. but
Mm.
add in fucking Ramsdale, you know.
And
And
Ramsdale is the
people,
form of his life. He can distribute the ball well. Pickford does not
yeah,
do any distribution. He cannot play Gareth Southgate's game until or unless it comes down to a penalty, of course, which is not going to happen during the group stage. What do you
No,
guys think?
I think he has the experience of a Euro right now along with him. So they have to go with Pickford. He has been their number one for the last few years. That's a project that they have been going on with. It's Pickford. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I was interested to know whether Alexander Arnold is in the squad or not.
Yeah, and then at the back
Good
four, England's playing back four. So Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, John Stones, and
Let's
Kieran
go,
Trippier.
boys.
What was the
Yeah.
last name? What was the fourth? What was the...
Trippier, the right back.
There's no Arnold. Yeah, I think that makes sense. He's been pretty shit.
But I mean, I think Southgate is making a mistake here because the whole idea is he did not play Foden against that game in Italy, like against Italy, right? And that kind of changed the contour of that game. Foden is in such beautiful form right now, and if you're not starting with him, then I feel you're doing a mistake.
More than form, it's about confidence. If someone is confident in their abilities right now, they would want to take that risk to create those chances. And if Phil Foden can do that, that is exactly what Gareth Southgate needs. And it is a bit of a doozy that he has not picked him up. But maybe Saka will come good here. Or maybe Sterling. Never count Sterling out because his ability on the ball and his pace to run behind the defense is something good, something other could happen. But yes, I do agree, Sumon. Foden should have been in the starting line.
who else? Who leads, Nitin?
So Mason Mount, Jude Bellingham, Saka is in the team, of course, and yep, that's like your front is almost, and of course you have Harry Kane who is leading from the front. So I see this while they have taken a bold decision in getting Bellingham into the team. I have a feeling if I was if I was picking that team, I would have dropped Mason Mount. I would have brought in with his amount of energy, as a substitute, not as in the starting line.
No, I think he has been good for Chelsea in the last few matches they have played. He has been pretty decent in that as an attacking mid role. I mean, he has been pretty decent. I think he gets a shot. I am more surprised to see Jude Bellingham. I was expecting they would go with Grealish or a Henderson, given their experience. But who are we kidding? It's Iran they have to beat. Come on, if it's coming home, you have to win.
Yeah. I was talking to Arnab yesterday and he picked up a really interesting point saying he's predicting a Latin American winner this time around. Keeping climate and condition is in sort of discussion as well, right? And automatically I can just see our lovely Brits sweating it out, in the midst of a pool of shakes. Tough stuff, man. It does play a factor, don't you think? Just weather in general.
I've heard they had to air condition the
Yeah.
stadiums for the players. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Guess who won the last World Cup that happened in Asia?
Yeah, it's South Korea, right? Because it wasn't South Korea, it was Brazil, I think.
Brazil, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
the
see,
South
this-
Korean weather, sorry, Shumon, the South Korean
Yeah.
weather is a lot different to weather in Middle East. Of course, the South American teams in general, they are acclimatized to hot weather conditions. The weather in Middle East is not similar to anywhere else. It's going to be difficult for anyone. I particularly think in this game, there's a chance that Irani players would acclimatize better with the surroundings and the environment than England players. If English players are not on point, there's a chance that they can lose, because I want to pick out a player from the Iranian team, which could be an interesting pick. Of course, not from their Mediterraneans and everyone else. Someone not everyone would want to talk about.
I guess the Iranian team is also out, and we have Majid Hosseini who is playing. We have so basically, Nitin, you want to take that wherein the Iranian player who actually is known as the Iranian Messi, he actually protested against the country. So there was a doubt whether they will even pick him in the team. They did, which is a bold move. Is he in the team?
Yes. Yes, he is there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and we have the Iranian goalkeeper who actually uses a very special technique. He actually punches the ball, and he holds the world record for the longest throw by a goalkeeper. That's over 61 meters.
Crazy. I've seen a couple of videos of this.
I mean, the technique is so unique. Like you've seen someone throwing the ball and then give a punch. I mean, come on, you're mixing like different techniques, and it's sort of that's very you don't see it often in the game, and that sort of technique is it's just too good. And of course, the record by that goalkeeper. I mean, it validates the whole thing.
Yeah. It's the closest we will get to Shaolin soccer. Punching the ball around.
Not true.
Well, we have a very interesting comment coming from Ratul Ghosh saying that it's never coming home. That's for you two boys.
I have to agree with him. I'm just saying.
100% agree with that.
I agree with him, but I'm just going to root for this side nevertheless, I guess.
This time I think
And the one guy called Saurav Dubey who is asking, is Jordan Pickford the best goalkeeper England ever had? What the fuck?
Trying to distinguish.
I've never
sledge
heard
from
about
common.
Gordon Banks.
There is one player from the Iranian team I want to highlight right now. His name is Ali Reza Janbakhsh. He's number 7 player. So the reason I'm highlighting him here today, Shimon, because the last World Cup that I covered in 2018, right? Everybody was talking about the Iranian team like they're the second coming of someone spectacular from the Asian scene. Ali Reza Janbakhsh was coming into this season, into the World Cup with 21 goals and 12 assists. So he was like the poster child of Iran at the time. He was 25 years old. He's 29 now. He was the poster child of Iran, and he could not live up to that expectation. But then I was just looking at his statistics from post that World Cup. He has done well. But there was a thing, Shimon, whenever he used to be on the pitch, he always used to take that extra initiative to create a chance or just run or just creating that pressure-like situation for his side. Of course, there are strikers there will be midfielders there, but keep an eye out for this guy, Janbakhsh, because he is fast and he knows what he is doing. So he's for someone like me, because I've covered him last time from the last World Cup, I would keep my eyes on him right now.
Okay, but also, I mean, just one thing goes for England, that they had the best goal difference in the group stage while during the European qualifiers for the 2022 World Cup. And I think they scored about 39 goals. So, which is going good for them. But at that point in time, I mean, I think it's a mistake to take Rashford in the team. I believe that he has been in no form at all. I would have, there were so many, of course, they did not take Ivan Toney, right? And this is the form of his life, scoring every match. So I don't know. I mean, what do you guys say, Shakti?
No, I think he hit form, like not form, but I think he started playing well just at the right time. I think the last 5-6 games for United, he's been scoring, he's been taking chances confidently. He's been taking those one-on-ones which he used to 2 seasons ago. So I think maybe that's played a toll. But even having said that, England has a lot of options. I don't think Harry Kane's ever going to be substituted. Maybe he'll just be supporting him anyway. So I don't see Rashford start any games. And for Tony, I think it's too soon for him to be playing the World Cup for England.
What I also feel is that, the training camp time has been very short this time around, right? So as a coach, you have to go with the players that you are confident about yourself and who have played in your system before. So I think that's the reason I think we see pretty much all these squads are similar to that of the Euros that we had, barring 1 or 2 players maybe.
Oh, there's Callum Wilson waiting on the bench,
Yes.
So those are some interesting picks, I'd like to see players like that on the international stage. It'd be nice. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's a question coming in saying that does Jibin Shaji George automatically become an American and an Indian at the same time? Jibin, that's for you.
Yeah, what's the question again?
Do you actually
Hindi accent for you? Shuman, try saying it in an accent you might understand.
do you automatically become an American and Indian at the same time?
It's actually a conscious switch, right? And here's the funny thing. So like I can at any given time switch my accent from this whatever pseudo-American thing I have to proper Indian accent, right?
That is not a proper Indian accent. That is an
It is
Indian
proper-
accent from a British show. That
Yeah.
from
Yes.
Mind Your Language.
So like
Mind Your Language.
when you grow up in a South Indian household, this is how your father talks, right?
Aren't you
And
a
then you
Middle
end
East
up,
boy?
I see Nitin taking offense to that.
oh, I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, I didn't know, forgot about that. But yeah, then you just end up with a couple of white chicks, and this is what you get. This is the only thing you get, by the way, if you're Indian.
Yeah, well, unfortunately,
Wow.
we aren't playing the game in Qatar. But well,
What do you guys think about Qatar versus Ecuador? Do you think it was like this मेरे घर पे हो रहा है match तो मुझे भी खिलाओ vibe? Because
Yeah,
it was
more
the
like
मेरी
hammering.
man,
मेरी
Nigeria
बैट मैं बैटिंग
vibes.
करूंगा.
Yeah, it was the
that
hammering.
technology that they used to disallow that goal, how the hell did that happen? Can someone explain to me?
Hey, you know what? I didn't watch that because Geo Cinema. Nonsense. I missed that bit. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Well, it has been all over trending on Twitter, man. Like on a very
Remind
serious
me.
note. Yeah, I mean the player was like half a kilometer ahead of him, a defender, and they gave it an offside. The first goal of which was scored by Valencia. Like so,
Oil
that,
money.
Hey, dude, what about I read some like articles on apparently Qataris sort of bribing some Ecuador players.
7 million apparently.
I
To
think the
lose one
transaction
game.
happened via SBI. It never reached them on time.
This feels like a FIFA World Cup directed by Abbas Mastan. Just anything can
that's too
happen.
much. But do you guys, what's your opinion on this whole alcohol ban thing and everything? You know, like the whole 2 days pele and
Yeah, I'm just glad I can drink alcohol in my house and watch the game, man. you know, poor
I find that
fans.
little commendable, you know, like they don't care about what the international media says. They're sticking to their beliefs. I mean, it's a little shit that they had 10 years to put that out and they decided to do that 2 days pele. But it's a little commendable that they're going with their beliefs rather than anything else.
as we go on about, I mean, so of course, there is a second match which is a very interesting match. I think Netherlands versus Senegal, and Senegal does not have Sadio Mane. Jibin Shaji George's camera goes off.
I think he was offended. Shafiq talked about that he was in favor of banning alcohol in Qatar.
I
Yeah.
see. No,
Coming
but
from a sober
uh,
guy, Shafiq, we have taken offense to this.
that's
he
a
was
that's a
switching
bad
to his
one.
American accent, so he had to put the camera off, I guess.
Right. Oh, okay. You're switching. That's the Gen Z thing to do. They always switch between things. But the point is that Senegal versus Netherlands, right? No Sadio Mane. This is the first ever encounter in the World Cup between Senegal and Netherlands, and also uh, the Netherlands team have never been beaten in a World Cup by an African team. So, Nitin, what do you think about Senegal's chances without a Mane?
I mean, they're not going to win, but I'm expecting Netherlands to either win or just give it a draw, since it's the first game after the break between the club games and all their players settling down for the Qatar's weather and the environment. So I'm expecting either a narrow win or a draw, because Senegal's backline is quite commendable, I would say. And since the World Cup is the stage where all of them settle down, but Senegal's not going to make it a win because of Sadio Mane's absence. So this is my prediction.
The Netherlands, that fat guy who used to be at Manchester United, is back as the coach, right? What's his name? Louis van Gaal.
Yes.
Oh man, funny character. I think one of the characters of the game of football. What do you think?
Wouldn't mind seeing the second Flying Dutchman, right?
That's true.
But there ain't any Flying Dutchman in this team, I guess. I mean, if you look at the team, you have a Memphis Depay, and also, there are a couple of young talented players. But who actually takes Netherlands to round two? I don't know, the round of 16.
I think it has to be their defense. They have a fully packed defense.
I don't know why we are not talking about Cody Gakpo. If you look at his stats, they're just enormously too good. I mean, he's playing in a Dutch league, all that is fine, and he has been the talk of the summer transfer. But he's gonna make it big. That's for sure. We just don't talk about it. We don't hype about him. But I think in this World Cup, like last World Cup, it was 2014 James Rodriguez and then Mbappe in 2018. So this year, I think it's gonna be Cody Gakpo, and people are not talking about him, but people will talk about him and I'm sure of it. It happens during the World Cup.
That's a very interesting point because I remember that Cody Gakpo got some really big offers during the summer transfer window, but I think PSV did not let him go. That's where he plays, right? So, but he will definitely be a transfer target. Depends on how good this World Cup is for him, and also for Van Dijk. I think we recommend that Van Dijk actually is this going to be his first international tournament? Because I think he was out of the Euros.
He played in the Nations Cup, though. He played in the Nations Cup, right? This is his first World Cup. Yeah.
Shafiq, there's a comment for you. It says, you look very sad. Of course, you're a Manchester United fan. But the point is, can you show some balls on this show?
That's true. I will show some balls. This is my metaphor for football on my mind. I did this joke before and they all asked me not to do it here. But yeah, I'm sad.
Good, you kept it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know what Louis Van Gaal reminds me of is he gave me that moment of footballing genius, which I had only seen in my school football level.
Is it the
Which is
goalkeeper?
yeah, at 90 minutes. Because in the school team I played in, we used to have a keeper who was fantastic for the 90 minutes. And then we had the taller goalkeeper for penalties. but that was genius, right? To see Tim Krul coming. And I'm a big fan of watching goalkeeper substitutions. You know, I remember there was some United game when Van der Sar got injured, and who had doubled up as keeper?
It was Ferdinand, I guess.
Either John O'Shea or Ferdinand, one of them.
It was Ferdinand. It was Ferdinand. Yeah, Ferdinand.
There was another game where Petr Cech got injured, and then the keeper who came, he also got injured. So John Terry had to be Terry had to be the keeper. And there was another one.
This kind of stuff is amazing, right?
Yeah, there's also another game where Kepa did not want to come off and insulted the coach. That also happened with Chelsea. But I mean, with the Netherlands team, I think one of the guys we saw during, and he's playing with Inter right now, right? Denzel Dumfries. What a talent he was. I think he was there, one of the young guys who has gotten into a team, Xavi Simons. Very young. What is his age? 17?
Yeah, I just remember his pictures from the PSG jersey. Very, very big wonder kid, apparently. But I don't see him going. I see him going down the Renato Sanchez route rather than an Mbappe, in my opinion. Yeah.
Just remind me, how does even Daily Blind get into this team? I mean,
I think you need some people just to be a figure to keep things balanced. I don't think he adds much to the team now.
I think he has more of a leadership role, I would say, alongside Van Dijk. I mean, if not for his technical assets, I think his leadership quality is off the pitch. The guidance for the young players. I mean, it's a good balance. The Netherlands squad is a good balance of experience and the young bees. So Daily Blind will come into the picture when it comes to, getting the whole dressing room wine stabilized and go with the same flow as what Louis Van Gaal would want the team to be on the pitch.
Sort of like Rohit Sharma in our Indian cricket team. There's no other reason why he should be there, but he's there.
Gareth Southgate, I think, backed Henderson up with this rationale. When there was some criticism around what does Jordan Henderson do for the team, and we could have such a better mid, with like Calvin Phillips playing more often or whoever. And his entire thing was it's about what Jordan Henderson does in the dressing room. And I remember Gary Neville goes, "Is he pole dancing?" I was like, "No, man, calm down."
But it's important to have these players. There's a reason why Liverpool go for a Milner. Players like these come to teams, like an
But
Eriksen.
you can see the impact Milner makes also. Milner has this presence. Yeah.
What's the position on the current table right now? I can see these Scousers, man.
That's true.
Well. So, okay. The final game of match day 2 is US versus Wales. That's Gareth Bale's, I think, that's going to be his last World Cup any which way. Wales are getting into the World Cup after a long time. But the US team has been very interesting because they have Christian Pulisic as their captain. So what I mean, in many ways, I feel that this US team has uh, so much potential because they have so many players playing in the European League nowadays, from a Weston McKennie to a Gio Reyna to Pulisic, of course, and then Brendan Aronson, all of them. So, how do you look at this team, the US team?
I think they're qualifying after 8 long years, right? This is after a 2 year gap, 2 World Cup gap, that the US team is there in the World Cups in the biggest stages, right? And given how the sports have grown back in these states, I think they have a pretty decent team with the likes of Pulisic and all. I mean, they remind me the team that they had back in 2010 with Clint Dempsey and all those players, right? I think they have a pretty good team. I think they're going to make it to the quarters. Not far though, but I feel they're going to make it till the quarters. Yeah, I think soccer is going to be there till the last last 8 games.
Let's
Yeah.
please kick him out of this thing.
Yeah, can we kick Arnav Kundu out of this, guys?
He's probably
please.
got no sleep because the guy sits up all night watching the NFL.
No, but he's a big football fan. He messaged me. He was very happy seeing Jungkook from BTS in the opening ceremony. For you guys who don't know, Arnav is a big BTS fan. He also loves Nora Fateh. So I think it's all.
if you call him right now, the ringtone is the hi, yeah,
Hi, yeah.
he's also so bold as to DM Shakira to say she should stop singing because what was Waka Waka? Hi, as the one.
But isn't US? Would you guys agree that US is in the group of death, if you can call it that?
I think this is a kind of a quasi group of death because it's a very interesting group, right? If you look at it, England, US, Wales, and Wales, have a lot of veterans, but they have to prove that they're more than a one-man team, right? Because and Gareth
Wales, yeah, Wales doesn't do anything. I feel this time.
and Gareth Bale going to the MLS, playing there now, so he has a support base there. But for them, I think they're coming back to the World Cup after 1958, if I'm not wrong, and that's a long wait for Wales. So, I mean, I think Gareth Bale would like to bring out something when they play for Wales. There's a different kind of spirit which comes out from the Welsh players.
Was it the 2016 Euros where Wales went till the semi-final?
Yes, and
Those
they
were-
lost to Portugal.
Right, they lost to Portugal. So yeah, maybe Gareth Bale is a lot older now. He's not the same player that he was. He cannot do this all alone.
Yeah, why don't we have any takers of Portugal? I'm quite surprised that out of 7 of us, not one of us has Portugal as the glaring gun.
I
Don't
think
we-
on paper, Portugal is one of the brightest teams.
Yeah,
But it's just their manager and the style of play that keeps them out of the favorites or surely the ones to win the World Cup, like the likes of Argentina, Brazil, France. Portugal does not come in that list just because of the manager.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree because
agree.
with Fernando Santos, I mean, the style of game that he is playing, and if you look at Team Portugal, and of course we are not talking about Portugal today, they don't have a match. But you, from a Cristiano Ronaldo to a Bernardo Silva to a Cancelo, to
Ruben Dias, they have a proper backline, man.
they have a
tight.
proper black line. They have a great midfield. That one of the
The
most
squad has a
creative-
good depth. Very good depth. It's just underrated. Rafael Leao, he's breaking out this season for AC Milan alongside Giroud. It's
Who's the
just
Atletico guy?
how we got to use them.
Who's the Atletico guy? Who's really
João Felix.
Yeah, that's true. I think for me and Arnab, it's a certain interview a certain person gave, which is why I don't want to support Portugal this World Cup. But yeah,
If he wins, I think that's his redemption.
I think on the subject, I
Yeah,
think a
man,
lot.
I feel Cristiano Ronaldo. I'll not my personal favorite, but I'll go with him because he did say some very, very valid things during the interview, and I think he needed to. He can say that, right? He has the capability and to say that in the game of football because he knows his shit, right? But I think we got one thing right, one thing wrong, which was like Tyler Adams is 23 years old,
Yes.
first African American who's going to lead be the captain of the US team. It's not Christian Pulisic, and he's the first African American to actually lead the US team. So very interesting. It's going to be a lot of interesting stats coming out of that particular match. I mean, if not a great match, we can definitely expect I think a lot of good statistics coming out. Nitin, you know what to do. Put it on social.
Who do you think is
And
going to wrap up with the most goals in the World Cup this season?
No, I think we are going to wrap up with predictions. I think that should be
For what? For which game? Or just generally?
for all the games today, match day 2. And I think before that, let's do your bit, Rohit, and then we can do
Yeah,
the
well,
prediction.
I'm just asking, who do you think is going to go home with the golden boot of sorts?
I'm going to go with a controversial one. I think Eden Hazard. I think he's
Oh, wow.
come back this season. It's very
Oh,
stupid,
wow.
and I just
That
have a
fact-
good feeling it's going to be the case.
That
And
fact-
all we go with
Hold on.
the Brazilian, I feel. But yeah, I'm going to go Hazard. See, I'm trying to be different. Everybody will say Messi, Ronaldo. I'm saying what I believe in. Deep down, yes.
I want to say Harry Kane. I think it'll be a thumping Harry Kane. And maybe even if they don't go through, maybe if they get knocked out in the quarters, I feel like I have a feeling England will go big victories. Or it's just my bias, but I have a feeling. Who do you think, Jibin?
Let's not count Thomas Muller out, right?
Sure.
that
Yes,
the
yes,
old-
okay.
Old hog.
the old hog. Oh my God, yeah. Okay.
What do you think, Jibin?
Benzema.
He's guys. Let's not let's just not say anything. Let's move on.
Are you telling it on
That's-
purpose
that's-
or word? I don't understand, Jibin.
That's a nuanced opinion to have.
Yeah.
I think what he means is the gold from the Ballon d'Or has synced into shoes that will not make it to the pitch and still win, or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Karthik,
No, I mean-
what do you think?
Yeah.
Sorry, you're on mute, baby.
I was also going to say Harry Kane, honestly, because say whatever you want about England.
He's a finisher, man.
Harry Kane
That-
knows how to finish, how to
The
how,
low,
how
the
to create
low
some-
and
yeah.
hard. That
He
low
just
and
knows
hard.
how to score goals. And I feel that even if England goes to, if they go to semi-finals, Harry Kane definitely.
Yeah.
But on that contest, because if we were giving weird takes, right? So let me give another weird take. What about Romelu Lukaku as the Golden Boot winner?
You know, with a
Belgium.
KDB
Yeah,
to feed,
there's a chance he
got
could do.
plenty to eat.
See,
Yeah.
he is a bully, right?
Surprise how no one's talking about the defending champions, man. We forgot a certain Mbappe.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that Mbappe and even France will score as many goals as people think, because the system that they have right now is not what it was in 2018.
The midfield.
Yeah, it's very different. It's very
That-
different to what it was.
Unless Giroud has a crazy season. I don't know, you can never tell. If Giroud starts more often, clearly.
You guys think the World Cup curse will continue and France goes out in the group stage?
We'll come back to talk about that in episode 2.
Oh yeah.
But today, okay, before I give my opinion, who is going to be, I'm going to ask you a question. How many goals has Cristiano Ronaldo scored in the knockout stage of a World Cup?
Anda. Eggs.
Okay. Jivin, what do you say?
I'm gonna sideline with Nitin here, bro. Obviously, he knows better.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so both Ronaldo and Messi has scored no goals in the knockout stage of any World Cup they have played. So, having
Messi
said that,
didn't score a single goal in the 2014 World Cup in the knockout stage.
knockout stage, yeah. So, yes.
Wow.
And the whole idea is, I think I'll go with Messi this time, because the kind of form that he is in and the kind of camaraderie that you see in this Argentina squad, I have not seen that for the longest period of time. You have seen Argentina squads in the last 10 years and where Messi was playing, but this camaraderie where a Rodrigo De Paul is almost like if someone kicks out at Messi, Rodrigo De Paul is going to snap the opponent's neck. So yeah, I mean, you feel this Argentina team, that there is something in it. I'll go with Messi. Who are you going with, Nitin?
I'm going for the guy whose shots have been going in. Neymar, of course. Mbappe's rival, I would say. In the World Cup, if not in PSG. It's just his aura has completely changed this season. I mean, he seems to be like playing with all the freedom. He seems more, I would say, free-minded, or It's just that he knows that it's his last World Cup, as he has told in many of his interviews over the years, that he's going to play this World Cup like his last World Cup. And of course, all of the Brazil's expectations are on him. That's very evident, but he doesn't take all of them. It's just Neymar, being himself. It's gonna be him, and Brazil do have a good chance. But though I'm not supporting Brazil, but still I would go for
Yeah,
Neymar.
but I
for
mean,
the Golden Ball.
I think Brazil nowadays plays Richarlison. I would have gone with Richarlison actually. I mean, if as my second choice is just a dark horse. But also, I think one of our viewers, Ratul, pointed out saying that Giroud, if he scores, I think one more goal, he's going to break Thierry Henry's record for France, right, on an international stage. So that's going to be very, very interesting. So, okay, we are all set for England versus Iran. That's how the day kicks off, right? Match day 2.
Let's go.
So you have England versus Iran in about half an hour, 20 minutes from now. And then, of course, Senegal versus Netherlands. And match day 2 wraps up with US versus Wales. Going to be a statistical classic. Having said that, we're going to wrap up episode 1 of the Brown Boys. But before that, prediction time. So England versus Iran. Who's going with what?
3-0 England.
Yeah, 3-0, 3-0. That's the number that I had.
They'll score 5 or 6.
Nah.
No.
Too good a squad.
2-1 England. Harry Maguire is gonna do an error.
I agree. I think I'll also go with 2-1.
Such a dick.
Even I'll go with 2-1.
I would go the distance to say if you get a free kick in a good spot, I can see Trippier convert. Trippier's been OG on that
That's
on that
true.
ball.
I'll go with 4-1 England.
Okay.
Jibin?
Am I the only guy who wants the underdogs to win?
Everybody always wants underdogs to win, but
Yeah,
this
but-
one's a little too underdog.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think it's going to be 2-1 England.
Got it. Senegal, Netherlands. What's your prediction? I'll go with 2-2.
Interesting.
I think both are attacking teams. It would be a goal fest. 3-2. 3-2 Netherlands. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see
I'll
go somewhere 3-2-ish. Yeah.
I'll go with 2-0 Netherlands because I really feel Sadio, I don't know. Sadio Mane's absence could be a very big thing for them.
I'm going for 2-0 Netherlands. Depay with a brace.
Nice.
I say 1-0 Senegal. I think
We're just spicing it up. Yeah.
No, I'm saying that Cody Gakpo is going to score both the goals. But okay, the last match. Is Gareth Bale going to score or not?
no.
I think it's a 2-0 USA.
I'll go 2-1 US. Yeah.
I'll go
I think-
1-0 US. Yeah.
1-1. I think this one will be the draw.
Same here,
1-1.
1-1 with Gareth
Yeah.
Bale getting injured.
So surprisingly, Nitin and I are actually predicting the exact score line for all the matches. And the
Yeah,
same.
but Nitin's got
I'm-
these weird
I'm-
predictions.
I know. I'm going to.
I'm very happy because the guy who knows football, I'm matching his predictions. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy. So I'm
I'm going to go with 3-2 Wales on this one.
Oh, damn.
Oh, interesting.
And I think Gareth Bale will score 2 before he goes out injured. And I have a feeling that Aaron Ramsey will come back and score 1.
Interesting.
One last question. What's more unrealistic, Maguire scoring or Bale getting injured?
Maguire scoring.
England keeping a clean sheet.
I don't know, man.
Okay, so on that note, the Brown Boys are going to wrap up episode 1. We'll
A
all
good
see
chat,
you
yeah.
guys- We'll see you guys tomorrow. Join us. You will get the notification. Subscribe to the channel, FootTheBall, and you will definitely get the notification once we go live. Actually, tomorrow we are planning that we will announce the time 2 hours before we actually go live. So you will get the notification any which way. Join us. The crazy guys, the Brown Boys will be back. Trash talking football.
Good talk, boys.
Super. See you guys. Enjoy the match.
bye bye.